In March, a total of $174.8 million in merchandise was brought into the country. Along with chemical products, imports of manufactured goods increased considerably, by more than $13 million when compared to the same period in 2020. The latest figures released by the Statistical Institute of Belize indicate that of the $35 million spent on manufactured goods last month, most of that money was used to purchase steel pipe piles. It simply means that notwithstanding the crushing economic situation, Belizeans continue to build. Medicines, biodiesel, and insecticides attributed to the 28% rise in chemical products towards the end of the first quarter. On the other hand, domestic exports were up by almost 20%. $33.7 million came in large part from the shipment of citrus products, boosting the sales of orange oil and orange concentrate. On the downside, imports into the commercial free zones declined by 13% as fewer consumers purchased handbags, clothing, and cigarettes. It's a loss of roughly $3.5 million, despite the fact that the Corozal Free Zone had just opened a few weeks earlier. Statistics for the first quarter of 2021 show a little under $500 million was spent on importing merchandise, down $38.9 million from the same period last year. The Consumer Price Index also points to the cost of food, butane, rent, and personal care products going up by 1.5% in March, which represents an inflation. The cost of food, particularly fresh produce, including lettuce, onions, cabbages, potatoes, limes, natural milk, pigtail, and wholesale chickens, has been inching upwards steadily since last April. As such, food and non-alcoholic beverages saw the highest rate of inflation among other major categories. A marked increase in the cost of transportation was driven primarily by a spike in the cost of fuels and lubricants. At the pump, a gallon of diesel went up to $10.20 in March, while premium gasoline was down by 63 cents. With an inflation rate of almost 2%, the twin towns of San Ignacio and Santa Elena recorded the highest increases in consumer prices for March 2021. Conversely, Corozal experienced lower than average increases in the cost of food items, pet food, and restaurant services. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.